Welcome to the first episode of the Airbus VS Boeing Podcast. Now, in this episode, I'm not going to be talking much about the conflict as I am about the podcast, but in the end, I'm going to explain briefly the sides of this conflict. Now, this podcast will be posted every week, hopefully, on Sundays Eastern Standard Time at 11 a.m. So later on, I'll hopefully get aviation YouTubers and people to speak about their opinions, or not speak, but come on to the podcast and talk a little about what they think of the conflict. And I really want that to happen. So if you're an aviation YouTuber or no one, and you think they're interested or you are interested, reach out to me, either comment on this podcast or uh, go to the channel description where my email is there. I will happily respond. Now, let's talk about the sides of this conflict. There are three sides: the Boeing supporters, the middle, and the Airbus supporters. Now, starting with the Boeing supporters. The Boeing supporters are very, no, it's not Boeing's fault. You can trust us on this. Boeing's just doing their best. Stop blaming it on Boeing. They're very defensive about Boeing. They're not as much blaming Airbus because they know there's more Airbus supporters, but they're trying to defend Boeing like, whoa, what do you mean? Like, it's the 737's not retiring all these big planes like the 757, 767, A330. I don't even know if that's getting retired. 747, A380. Like, no. That's kind of what they're like. Now moving on to the middle. The middle is like, yay, Boeing. And then they're like, what do you mean? Airbus people. Or stop doing this, or like, Boeing, it's your fault. But like, they're like, yay Airbus and yay Boeing, and they're always switching sides. And some just stand their ground and are like, cool. Some just don't care, and some just don't even know. They're just like, my friend told me to do this or whatever. Like, yeah. And then there's the Airbus supporters. Now, there are more Airbus supporters than either of the other two. Now, the Airbus supporters are like, Boeing, it's your fault. Everything you do is your fault. Everything happened. Your fault, your fault, your fault. They always say it's yours, it's yours, it's yours. They're blaming all of the Boeing supporters, and the Boeing supporters are just like, like they're trying to, like, stop. But the Airbus supporters are like, it's your fault, it's your fault. Everything you're doing is your fault. And a lot of Airbus supporters are moving over to the middle side, so sometimes it's hard to tell if someone's truly an Airbus supporter or they're more in the middle, but they used to be an Airbus supporter, so their opinions towards Boeing are much stronger than the average middle supporter. And people switch sides all the time. That's perfectly normal. I've done it. I used to be very heavily with the Airbus. Then I slowly moved over to Boeing. Now I would say I'm somewhere in the middle, very stretched out, close to Airbus and close to Boeing at the same time. And many people I know do that. Many people definitely do that. If you watch aviation YouTubers for long enough, you'll notice, like, in the beginning, they'll be like, everybody stop blaming Boeing, and then later they'll be like, Boeing, it's your fault. And I'm not going to say names or anything, but I've seen quite a few of aviation YouTubers like that. And eventually, sometimes people just take it too far, and yeah. But those are the three main sides. So again, this podcast posted hopefully every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is just an hour and a half before a news episode comes out, which is every other week. And if you know any aviation YouTubers that would like to be on this podcast or some of the other ones that I'll introduce later, have them contact me, or if you are one, contact me. Either comment on this podcast or email me. Again, my email is in the channel description. So I'll happily respond to you. Just make sure you're, contacting me and not, you're not going over to my main channel. I'm like, did I do the aviation thing? I'm like, what? Because, yeah, but, just, yeah. Oh, one thing. So, during these podcasts, as you've seen here, you'll see photos of planes on the screen. And if someone's speaking, their channel will be on the screen. And their channels will be linked in the description. So this entire episode, you've been staring at an Airbus A380, which is from the Airbus.com Happy 20th Anniversary A380 page. But you'll see other photos, but it'll always say the same unless someone's speaking. So yeah, that sums it up. So, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and see you later.